Hey guys, Julia here. Welcome back to another video. And yes, today is another bullet journal setup, and this one is based on my first read of the year and really a new favorite of mine, Bunny by Mona Awad. The vibes are dark, which I love year round, and it also has some light feminine flair. So yeah, I'm excited to plan with you guys this month. I'm switching up some layouts this go around, but I am pulling out my gouache again to start us off with a painting situation. So of course, I've been loving using gouache recently, but sadly I feel like it's like the only painting I've been doing really. Hoping to change that, but I've got my 2 jars of water here, one for cleaning brushes and the other just to add transparency to the paint when I need it. The first order of business is to mix a pretty light pink and mix it with a good bit of water so I have a nice wash to start the background off with. I don't want it too opaque, but I do need my sketch for guidance here. Around the edges, I'm adding in more pink just for some color variation. I think one of the most important things to mention with gouache, and I know I've said it before, but I think it's just that aha moment, but water won't make the color lighter. It only makes it more transparent, which you can use to your advantage, but adding white is what's gonna make your colors lighter. But once my background is dry, I'm working in the shapes of my flying dream bunnies or whatever. I've mixed a very light cream color for that, and I'm using pink for the shadows here just for a monochromatic moment. I'm also using a super light blue for shadows as well, and you can barely tell it's blue on camera, but I don't know. It just added to that dreamlike vibe. Also, super post editing Julia here since I have some time to kill in this little area. Things are gonna get weird here in the next couple of months. I'm not going anywhere as far as YouTube is concerned, but I am going a lot of places for work and for vacation and for all of that. So I'm not sure what the next couple of months hold. They may not be full on playing with me's, they might be flip throughs after the fact, they might be playing with me's. Yeah, so I just wanted to hop in and say that really quick, but other voiceover Julia is coming back at you. Once that's all dry, I'm outlining everything with a fine point Sharpie. And yeah, this is the only time that I use Sharpies other than labeling boxes or something, but they definitely get the job done on top of dry paint. For whatever reason, you don't run the risk of something reactivating and becoming a big fat mess, which we love. Thank you, Sharpie. Also, thank you guys for being Sparkle supporters. Really appreciate the enabling. But with that, I'm dotting the background with sparkles and using a white jelly roll for the eye highlights. If you like this and want to use it in your journal, I do have a free printable of this exact painting in the description for you. My patrons got a digital version as well that's a little bit cleaner, but nonetheless, I do love how this turned out. Okay, we are gonna paste the painting in on the left side, but I do wanna keep it a bit simpler on the opposite side. So I'm using a calligraph in gray to draw in a bunny silhouette, and for the April headline, I'm just being a little loose with the lettering, much like the cover of Bunny. I sort of took inspiration from 2 versions of the cover, but of course adding in some white highlights because we gotta have it. And under the bunny, I'm grabbing some lined paper from another journal I'm not using as much, and I'm doing a little mini calendar on it. I don't know if I could really articulate this as I was actually planning this theme, but I think I used the lined paper because the book is set at a college and there's a writing troupe, and so I guess the lined paper is sort of a nod to that in a super subtle way, but it also just adds a little bit of texture to the whole thing. Okay, flipping over, we are at the monthly calendar spread, of course, and I'm doing my usual grid style calendar, but I am breaking up the boxes this month just for something a little different. I don't think I've done this since August last year, but I do really love this look a lot. It does take a little bit longer to set up, just something to note. And in typical monthly spread fashion, something has to go wrong. I don't know why my monthly spread is so cursed, but I just flubbed up the day headers on this one. If you've been around a while, you may have noticed that I start my monthly calendar on Sundays, even if my weekly spreads start on Monday, and I totally just did not do that here, so I will be back to fix that. You'll see it. Yep. But in the meantime, our bunnies are gathering up top in a bit of a sketchy style that I like to do from time to time. I feel like I don't really have one sort of style, but this sort of sketchy with patches of color style is probably the closest thing that I think is my style or whatever. I've also got enough room for a quote on top of the calendar, which I'm excited about. So with another piece of that lined paper, I'm writing in a quote from the book. We don't joke about bunnies, bunny. And I mean, like, how like mean girl sass is that? This book is wild. Like, I don't want to give too much away or anything, but to me, it's like Mean Girls meets The Craft meets like Fight Club vibes. Maybe a little bit of Carrie in there. It's just a good time, so I definitely do recommend it, obviously. Okay, things are getting a bit rearranged for this next spread. All of the same trackers are still living here, my night log, my habit trackers, and my yearly focus check-in, but I am laying them out a bit differently to make this feel more like a spread, I guess, versus like separate sections that live in a spread. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I've got my moon phase header up top just for the vibes, and then my night log is splitting at the top portion of the spread. So everything we watch with dinner and the favorites will go on the left page, and then what we actually had for dinner and what was takeout, all the usual information along with that will go on the right side. So yeah, same tracker, it just looks different. Also throwing a header up top with the line paper and just some quick monoline script trackers. Along the outside of the spread, I'm splitting up my yearly focus areas. Again, this serves the same purpose as it always has. I'm checking in on any progress I'm making with my yearly focus areas: health, work, art, and the future. And then along the spine, I'm putting in my 4 habit trackers. So yeah, as you can see, the new layout for this month sort of unifies all the trackers, even though they are kind of split up compared to how they normally are. I just wanted to do something a little different to freshen things up. I definitely like where my monthly setups are right now as far as the content, but I was definitely feeling ready to change things up a bit without disrupting the function of everything. For some quick decoration, I'm using these stickers that I made. There's a black set and a mysterious white rabbit set. These are actually available on my shop right now, and I'll leave all that relative information in the description, but just gonna sprinkle a couple of these down in the corners with some washi, and that's gonna do it for the tracker spread. On to the next spread, which isn't really changing as far as layout goes. This is my work dashboard page, and I'm decorating the header with the most simple bunny doodles ever, really, but repetition always sparks a little bit of interest, so I'm making a little pattern with those and some sparkles. And then for the header, I'm pasting in another little slip of lined paper and writing "Get to Work, Bunny" on that because theme specific sass, like exactly. But for the table and really for this page, I keep long-term projects here, and I've made up my own little key to keep up with where projects are kind of on a monthly basis. It's super helpful, and it's really been great for helping me remember all the things when it comes to our design projects. And there's also an area to keep up with monthly invoices that need to go out, and an area to write down projects that are upcoming. But on the right side of the page, I leave mostly open for notes, but I definitely wanted to add a little decoration to this one. Once again, we are going for vibes, and so I'm going for this Victorian style ornate frame, which I'm trying to really keep as simple as possible, but also still get the point across. But yeah, I'm using calligraphs for this mostly. It was kind of tough to get it super symmetrical, but I did what I could here without spending hours and hours on it. Anyways, inside of the frame are a pair of gloved hands holding up a bunny. This is also a reference to the book, but I definitely don't want to go in too deep on that or how or why or any of that, but I am gonna pat myself on the back for not only drawing animals in this setup, which is always a challenge for me, but I also have hands in here, kind of, they're gloved, but still. Like, I'm terrified of drawing hands, and I know I need to practice them more, but hey, we have hands in here for the world to see, essentially, and I don't hate them, so yay. But yeah, pretty stoked about how this little drawing turned out and how the spread ended up looking all together. All right, and we've made it to the last spread of the bunch, the first weekly spread, and I am definitely changing up things here as well. I'm using pages from my Archer and Olive notepad to create a faux blackout Dutch door situation. However, I am still using white dot grid for the actual day blocks I'll be writing events and tasks in. Much like my OG weekly layouts, the line across the day blocks will separate events from tasks. So I'm going to show you guys the sticker sheets that are a part of the kit this month. As always, there's a decorative sheet, and this month there's a supersized functional sheet. And although the camera decided not to focus on it at all, there's a super cool clear die cut sticker as well. Patrons already have these in their hands and always gets first dibs on monthly stickers, calendars, and printables, but these sticker sheets will be available in my Etsy shop on April 1st. But I am using the stickers for the weekly spread here, and this layout is something different yet again, where I'll have a running task list all the way down the right side of the page. I'm a little nervous about not having that much horizontal writing space for that, but I'm gonna give it a try. I will pull task from that running list and do a little back arrow once I pull it, but I'll basically assign tasks to certain days as I work on them. I hope that makes sense. I'm sort of making up this hybrid Alistair rolling weekly method situation as I go, but I will report back if I stumble upon anything worth sharing. In my head, it sounds like it's gonna work fine, but we'll see. And with that, we're gonna take a look at all of the spreads for this month's bunny theme. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if you've read Bunny or if it's now on your TBR. Also, be sure to like the video and help a friend out. Subscribe to the channel to keep hanging out. Thank you so much for watching up until this point, and I'll catch you all in the next one. And if you liked this video, here are a couple more I think you would enjoy.